All right, hello, my lovely, beautiful souls. I am so happy to be back. Today, I am going to be doing messages from your spirit team. So, this is going to be advice, messages, guidance from your spirit guides, your spirit souls on the other side, kind of assisting you in day-to-day life, and what that's going to look like for, I don't know, for some of you, this may be for the next few days, the next few weeks, the next few months. We're really going to keep it open, just depending on what your spirit team has to share with us today. So let's go ahead and hop right in. So for pile number one, we have this beautiful clear crystal quartz. So pretty, so pretty. Okay. And then for pile number two, we have this beautiful yellow jasper. So beautiful. I love this piece. I love holding it just like this. It like fits perfectly when I hold it like that. Do you see? It's, love this piece. Great for solar plexus work. That's pile number two. Pile number three is this lovely Amazonite heart. And that's the back end side of it. Love her. And then pile number four is going to be this beautiful Buddha meditating. He's there sitting in lotus position meditating. And that's that little charm. You can see the back there. Has a little indentation. And this is going to be for pile number four. So go ahead and take a couple of minutes. Go ahead and center yourselves, get in the zone, see which pile is calling your name. If more than one do call to you, your intuition never steers you wrong. So go ahead and listen. If all of them call to you, then that's a sign as well. But do remember, these are general readings, my friends. So as always, take the shopping cart method. Take in what resonates, leave behind what does not, and timestamps are going to be in the description box below. All right, I will see you at your reading. All right, so for those of you who chose this gorgeous clear crystal quartz piece, this is for sure going to be your reading, my dear friends. So for your pile, you guys got 3 cards. I wasn't going to take all 3 of them at first, but they were insistent on me being able to give you all 3 of the cards. So we're going to pull them together and see kind of what story they want to share with us and what advice your spirit team has for you here. So for card number 1, interesting, we have 49, the green Taurus. I just heard self-acceptance. We'll get more into that. So that's number 49. Then for card number 2, we have number 42, rainbow DNA. Okay. And then card number 3, we have 1 drop, but it's in reverse. So that's the card right side up for you. Okay. Oh, I just dropped it. Okay. So here's initially what I'm getting kind of right off the bat for you guys. I feel like you guys have been in this period of coming to terms with your own self. You've been in this period of wanting to work on a lot of self-love. There's been a lot of trust that you're gaining in yourself and your abilities to make decisions, in your judgment. I'm hearing trusting in your own judgment, your own sense of self, and your own inner compass. And there's this big piece of self-acceptance coming in through here, big spiritual activation as well with the rainbow DNA. This is a lot about activating spiritual abilities. Maybe that's part of the self-acceptance, is you're learning that you are spiritually gifted, and maybe in the past you pushed it away or pretended it wasn't there because of, society saying it wasn't okay, or family members not really supporting you, or just in general, there may have been a fear around embracing your spiritual gifts. This is only going to be for some of you, but there's been a big integration of self happening here is what I'm seeing. Now for others of you, this is just you coming into your own sense of who you are, right? So this is your own activation of your inner soul coming into your 3D avatar. So it's not you catering to other people any longer. It's not you making yourself smaller to make other people feel comfortable. It's you actually embodying your soul and who you are, unapologetically taking up as much space as you need and coming to terms with accepting yourself, loving yourself for who you are, and showing up for yourself in the world as you, as your heart. Your heart is leading the way here is what I'm seeing, and I'm seeing a lot of green here too, which is heart chakra. But what I'm noticing for both camps here, whether or not you are just coming into your own self-authenticity or you have spiritual abilities tied to this one drop being in reverse says to me that I'm almost feeling like I'm caught in waves, and I'm seeing these waves that are kind of crashing and rolling, and I'm like caught in this little boat. I'm in this little boat, and there's all these waves kind of coming around me and crashing and whatnot. And it's like in that Disney movie. It's like in the Disney movie Pinocchio, where he's in the little rowboat and he's trying to like row as fast as he can, but the waves are coming all around him and he's like, oh no. Oh no. I don't know why I heard, oh no, not the gumdrop buttons from Shrek. So Gingerbread Man is coming into this but there's this sense, okay, and this is so, they talk to me so funnily sometimes. In Shrek, when the gingerbread man is on the baking sheet and he's being tortured by the prince, I can't even remember his name, or the king, he's like taking off his gumdrop buttons and he's torturing the gingerbread man, and the cookie is like so helpless. He's like, no, don't take off the gumdrop buttons. And Pinocchio in his little tugboat surrounded by all these waves, it's like you feel like you're almost in over your head, 'cause I'm in too deep and I'm trying to keep up above of my head instead of going under again. Yeah, that just came through too. So it's like you feel like you're lost in this ocean, these waves, and life is very chaotic for you right now. There's a lot going on. There's a lot for you to handle. There's a lot on your plate, my friends. And so what's happening is there's this push me, pull me situation of you being in this beautiful etheric state of like spiritual abilities awakening or coming into the self-love, self-acceptance, this beautiful like inner peace situation. But around you, there's like chaos that I'm seeing. There's a lot of things happening that feel like they're out of your control. You feel like you don't know what to do to be able to get a handle on what's happening around you, the circumstances that are happening to you. But you feel that you've come so far internally, but externally, it's like, what the heck is going on? You're like, I don't get it. I've come into this place of coming into my own within myself, and yet I look around and there's just like everything's going to hell in a handbasket. That's someone's spirit guide just said that. You feel like everything's going to hell in a handbasket. And what I have to say to that is they're really coming through to, and we'll get more into this as we dive into the tarot here, but I'm getting this feeling of just like, it's okay. You know, everything around you may be chaotic right now, but the most important part is that you have rootedness now within yourself. You're grounded within your own soul and who you are. So even though it's a little bit like topsy-turvy right now and you're just like, which way is up, which way is down, I don't even know. It's like a funhouse situation, right? Where you're just in there and you're like, I see fractals and mirrors and things that don't even look like I don't know where the exit is. Basically, you're like, get me out of here. But what your spirit guides are saying is that this outer chaos is not a reflection of anything that you're not doing. This is not a reflection on if you could have done anything better to prevent what's happening. What's happening outside of you, this chaos happening outside of you is apart from this inner work that you've been doing. And they want to congratulate you for how far you've come on your own internal work. And they want to say that this chaotic external, I just heard a bird chirping right outside of my window, so that's a direct confirmation. Some of you may have spirit guides that talk to you in the form of songbirds or little birds around your neighborhood. There's a very chatty one that just started a few seconds ago, so that's a direct confirmation for a few of you. But this chaos has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with like, I could have prevented this or I could be handling this better. No, don't put that on yourself. That is not it. That is not it at all. Okay, my friend. So they want to drive that home. Point number one, and just say that you are doing amazing with the amount of spiritual work that you've been doing within yourself. Okay. We're going to do that a little bit more. Maybe you'll be able to see it better, question mark. I don't even know. Yeah. Okay. I think you can see that. That's a little bit better for you. Alrighty. So spirit team of pile number 1, what advice do you have for my beautiful pile number 1s? What advice do you have for my beautiful pile number 1s? Oh, what advice do you have for my beautiful pile number 1s? Thank you. Yeah, we have the 2 of Pentacles, but this is in reverse. Okay. Let's get the fuller picture here. Yeah, we also have Justice in reverse. Interesting. Okay. So this chaos happening around you, for a lot of you could feel like mistreatment is what I'm hearing. This chaos and feeling like you can't control what's happening around you feels like you're not being treated fairly or correctly by other people around you. It's almost like for the first time you're understanding this self-love and Queen of Swords. For the first time you're understanding your own inner sense of judgment, your own righteousness, your own power. You're coming to terms with that within yourself. And this is happening internally, but outside of you, you're seeing all of this chaos. You're seeing mistreatment of people not treating you fairly, of not treating you according to your worth, of just maybe passing you over, underestimating you. And in the past, you may have accepted that and you may have been like, oh, that's just how it is, sort of a thing. But now that you've done all of this internal work, you're starting to recognize, actually, I deserve more. And I'm not okay with you treating me this way. Like, hello? Who are you? Who made you? Yeah. Cerebrellus is coming through. Who made you king of anything? And who dares tell me who to be? You are not me. Who made you king of anything? Yeah. Let me hold your crown, babe. So people are just acting like they're like king of whatever, and you're like, hello? No, I have my own inner sovereignty. I know who I am. I'm fully embodying who I'm supposed to be. You can't treat me this way anymore, right? And because of that, maybe you're enforcing boundaries that previously you hadn't put in place before. And so that's causing some people to kind of be like, whoa, what's going on? Like, she's changing. Oh no, she's changing, or he's changing, right? For you guys out there, I'm sorry, I don't want to make this only feminine. But yeah, it's like they're changing so much. What's going on? Dang right, you're changing. Okay. Hello, my friend. You're doing all of this beautiful inner work to understand your own beautiful king or queen that lives within. And yes, you're changing. And might I say, for the better, right? There's this butterfly, there's this crown on top of her head, and it's made of butterflies. Do you see that? You have been changing. There's been a big metamorphosis happening within you. And her throne is made of butterflies. Do you see that, my friends? Oh my gosh, my dudes. Okay. Yeah, so you're like, hey, I'm no longer going to allow you to treat me this way. I know my worth. I know who I am. You can't steer me wrong. Like, no, and no. Sorry, goodbye. You can turn around and go home, right? Yeah, here we go. Ace of Swords. Okay. Yeah, a lot of conflict happening here, but no longer internal. I feel like a lot of you guys may have self-sacrificed. You were always the kind ones of the group, the people pleasers, and everyone was like, oh, they're always so dependable, so-and-so is always so there for you whenever you need them, right? And it was to the point where you put other people's needs ahead of your own. It's that feeling of, it's like when you're not loved By others, you settle for being needed or being wanted or being pulled from and taken from, when there's not that reciprocity of genuine love happening in a relationship, whether it's platonic or whether it's romantic. Both are I'm seeing both here, but it's like this Ace of Swords in reverse. There's this immense conflict happening, but thank God, no longer inside of you any longer. But finally, it's like you're throwing down the gauntlet here, and you're being like, no more. I know my worth. These are my boundaries. This is what I'm going to say about who I am, what I stand for. And you can either take me or leave me. Yeah, take me, baby, or leave me. We got Rent coming through. Love that musical. But yeah, it's like people can't handle it. Some people are just like, whoa, and they may try and project onto you, and they may say like, you're turning into such an awful person, and how dare you say this to me? And right, it's just their own adverse reaction to you actually setting up healthy parameters for a relationship that should be reciprocal, a two-way street. You know what I mean? Some people have benefited from this one-way street situation where it's like you give, and there's no receiving. There's none of them giving back to you. Those relationships are falling away is what I'm seeing here. And that's part of the chaos here. It's like there's a lot going on. Yes, in terms of maybe like schedules and you're busy and things like that. That's definitely going on. That has nothing to do with you being able to handle it better or whatever. In fact, for some of you where this is concerning busier schedules, your spirit team is actually calling you to step back a bit, to pull back your energy from putting out yourself in so many different sources. Does that make sense? So if you're doing, everyone's going to be different, but if you're putting in energy into areas of your life, like, putting on extra work that you don't need to take on in your career, right? Or with your kids or with spiritual development, even like some of you are so like to the brim full with how much you have going on. Your spirit guides, your spirit team is saying, maybe pull back a little bit, take your energy out from a couple of projects that you have going on. And gym just popped into my mind. So maybe you have a new health goal of you maybe going to the gym like every day or almost every day. They're saying like, maybe just start with like a couple days a week of being active, of doing some good exercise and active work, and then build up from there. And you don't need to do it all, is what I just heard, right? You do not need to do it all. The question is not, can we do all the things? We can do all the things. We can do hard things, right? Glennon Doyle, love her. If you've never heard of Glennon Doyle, do yourself a favor, Google her right here, right now. She's an incredible author. She's an amazing human being. I love her. But the question is not, can we do the hard things? We can do hard things. The question is, should we have to? Do we want to, right? And if we want to, that's one thing. If we're pushing ourselves in terms of personal growth, or if we want to do all of the things for whatever reason, that's okay. That's fine. But if you're doing it and you feel put upon, or you feel like you have to do all the things because of XYZ external reason, XYZ external person making you feel like you have to do the thing, no. Your spirit guides are saying, pull yourself back from a couple of these projects you have going on, okay? Now, for others of you where this is relationships, where there's just chaos in terms of how your relationships may be falling apart, it's like it was meant to fall apart. Yeah, do you see the Fool here that just popped out? Yes, it was meant to fall apart. There is immense happiness and freedom that you're experiencing for the first time in your life. I'm hearing for a lot of you, for the first time in your life, you're feeling this just like, you know what I mean? Like, look at him. He is just like, chin pointed to the sun. He has no cares in the world. He's like, let's go. This is amazing, right? And he is just like loving life, carefree, feeling good, like I should. Never stressed, always blessed. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. And it's like this is like the first time in your life that you're experiencing this like freedom of self. And don't apologize for it. You know what I mean? Like, you came from this space of apologizing for who you are, pile number one. But now, group number one, you're in this place of being like, no more. And don't start apologizing and backtracking now. Don't do it now. Anyone who wasn't meant to be in your life is falling away right now. And it's because they can't handle this upgraded, evolved version of you. And if they can't, then let them go and with glee, might I add, my friends, because if these people are upset with you actually imposing a healthy, boundaries on relationships, they shouldn't be in your life to begin with. You know what I mean? Like, they don't need to be taking and pulling from your energy when you are this beautiful empath, light worker, doing the best that you can do. And I want this right side up. So 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like you have been tending to your crop. You're in a season of harvest right now. A lot of emotional harvest and spiritual harvest. You are blessed and abundant with your spirit, with your soul, and that's coming through. And that is actually turning some people off because also they're not in that same frequency, that same energetic frequency. They're on a lower vibration. And so you coming in with this newfound, strong, higher vibration, it can't, these people operating at these lower frequencies, it scares them, it intimidates them. You standing in your own truth reminds them of their own shadow parts that they have not processed, not healed, so they project onto you. And understand that that is what's happening. It's manipulation and it's projecting. It's not truth. When they are saying that you're turning into this terrible person, you're bad, whatever, for actually being like self-validating for once instead of like sacrificing yourself for other people's needs. If that's too much for them and they're like, this is not good, well then, okay, bye-bye. The door is that way. And then we have 3 of Swords in reverse. Yeah, a lot of relationship heartbreak here, romantic and platonic, family members, friends. There's a lot of this falling away, but pile 1, I just want to remind you again, this is all healthy. This is all good, because I have to say as well, your spirit team is coming through to say whatever relationships or people fall away right now, they're going to be replaced by relationships and people that are 10 times better for you, 50 times better for you. You are going to be blessed abundantly with the beautiful people that are coming into your life. And it's going to shadow. It's like a mountain compared to a molehill. Like these relationships and people that you have in your life right now, they're giving you the energetic equivalent of a molehill, right? In terms of validation, love, whatever, all those good things you get from really good, gratifying relationships that are healthy. But now these new relationships coming into your life, they're the size of mountains compared to these molehills that you've been dealing with. Does that make sense, pile 1? You are headed for something grand, my friends. So don't be afraid. Don't feel like you have to pull back or that you're bad for imposing boundaries. No, this is what should have happened from the start, okay? And it says, breath of the cosmos here, my will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. Okay. Pile number 1, spirit team of the light conscious, advice for pile number 1, please. Oh, yeah. Okay. Loosen your grip. Coping mechanisms, destiny, addiction, let God in, or the universe, or whatever you believe in there. Interesting. Okay, back of the deck, we also have here surrender to the sweetness, Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. Beautiful. Yeah, okay. My throat chakra just closed up all of a sudden. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? There's been, and do you see this breath coming from her mouth, from her throat? Yeah. There's a lot of you speaking your truth. You're speaking your truth. You're allowing yourselves to fall away from these coping mechanisms of codependency. For some of you, you were in a relationship or you had a friendship with someone, or you have a family member who is addicted to, alcohol, drugs, whatever the case may be. But there's been this codependent stance between the two of you. And for others of you, it's more emotional. Yeah, so in college, I was in a very codependent relationship with a boyfriend of mine, and we were dating for about 1.5 years. And he was very emotionally traumatized. He had a lot of emotional turmoil going on. And I was away at college. So we had a long distance relationship, number 1. But number 2, it was a codependent relationship, and it was very emotionally unhealthy and a very emotionally abusive relationship. So, there was this point where I was just crying every single day because I was like, I felt responsible for the choices that he was making and for the pain that he was in. And he would make me responsible because I was taking up that responsibility. And so he would always say, what can you do to fix me? Sort of a thing. And I would give him suggestions and he wouldn't take it. And then things would happen and he would fall back and he would threaten, harming himself. And it was just this big, big dance of me taking on his decisions and his choices as my own, right? And that was when I realized that I was not validating and loving myself enough. I was giving in to this paradigm of believing that I was responsible for someone else's decisions. And that is codependency in a nutshell, right? And so it's this loosening the grip in terms of being able to realize that these relationships are with people who are very emotionally unhealthy right now, okay? And you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot force them to drink, pile one, okay? You have been leading these horses to water again and again and again and again. And it's like I see someone prying open the horse's mouth and you're trying to force the water in, but it's like they're stomping their feet and they're getting violent and they're just not taking the water. And that's what I'm seeing here. But what you have to understand, pile one, is it's like, okay, well, I've done all that I can do. I have led them to the solution here. I can't force them to heal. I can't force them to stop with this addictive pattern. I can't force them to make different choices and different decisions. But what I can do is actually enforce proper boundaries and say, hey, you can't talk to me like that. Or if you're going to act this way, I can't talk with you. We can't have adult conversations when you're in this type of energy, when you're acting this way. I'm not going to stand for it. Or being able to say, like, until you do X, Y, and Z, I am not going to, engage in these phone calls with you. These phone calls are very unhealthy and it's not good for either one of us. Or you can't see me when you're in this state or when you're like this. It's imposing those sorts of boundaries from a place of self-worth and self-love, pile one. And it's going to be hard to be able to enforce those boundaries because for a lot of you, these are people that we care deeply about. You know what I mean? These are family members. These are loved ones that we have known for years, in some cases. And to be able to potentially have them get upset with us and, paint us to be this negative person and for them to misunderstand what we're doing, it's hard and it's painful. And I get that. But at the same time, it's not worth you slowly withering away inside and just doing all of this giving with no receiving. And that's why here I've seen for some of you, you've begun that journey and you're well into your journey of self-acceptance, of recognizing your worth, of being like, hey, I'm not going to stand for this anymore. You know what I mean? Like, this is not okay, right? And I'm so proud of you for that. Allow that to continue. And with kindness, enforce what you know to be true for you. With kindness, enforce standards that create a better reality for you, okay? Even if for the other person, it's not, they don't like it or whatever, and they kick and scream and they're like, why are you doing this? You're such a terrible person. What are you doing? You enforce it with the same amount of kindness and you say, I'm sorry, but I'm not moving. I am not moving from my place here. I am rooted. I am standing firm. I said what I said, okay? That's what you have to do here, pile one. That is what your spirit guides are calling you to right now. And then my will to thy will, breath of the cosmos, micromanaging the universe. It's almost like, loosening the grip, these coping mechanisms, this codependency that I'm feeling. It's almost like you've been micromanaging the other people in your life because you want this sense of control, right? Because control equals peace is what I just heard from someone's spirit team. Control for you equals a sense of peace, a sense of familiarity. You know what's going to happen. But the problem is, with a lot of this codependency, we can't control other people. And so as much as we try to micromanage and control, they're going to do what they're going to do. You know what I mean? But in the meantime, we need to be firm with who we are and what is healthy for us, whether it's with these people or whether it's without these people. Okay. Okay. And then surrender to the sweetness. Yeah. So this is, again, I'm just getting a lot of, energy here of being able to, again, loosen, surrender, let go of control, allow them to do what they're going to do, pile one, because you have been in this beautiful state of becoming, right? But I feel like they are not doing their own work like you have been doing. They're not on your level, pile one. So you need to either give them, yeah. So your spirit team is coming in to say, give them space. Give them space, but in the meantime, separate yourself enough so that you can tend to yourself, right? And let them do what they're going to do. And if they're going to fall, let them fall, but know that they have to fall in order to learn the lesson, okay? They need to fall in order to learn the lesson, pile one. All right, spirit team, advice for pile number one, please. Ooh, thank you. Yeah, we have medicine mother. I was going to say medicine mother. Honor your inner knowing. Exactly. You guys know already. You guys know already intuitively that these relationships are toxic, that they are not meant for you, right? Any longer in the way that they want it to continue. Intuitively, you know this, pile one. You need to embrace that and honor your inner knowing. Again, don't be gaslighted into questioning your own reality, your own sense of judgment, because they're self-projecting their demons onto you. And the fact that they don't want to look at their shadow selves and heal to relate to you in a more healthy way, they're then projecting themselves onto you. And you need to understand that that is exactly what they're doing, pile one. But oh no, we got a jumper. Oh gosh, we're good. We're good. But yeah, honor that inner knowing that you have. And you know what? Call upon your spirit guides, and especially if you, yeah, okay. I'm sorry, I have to do this before I finish that thought. So we have winter, take care of your needs. Hello, what did I just say? Yes, take care of your needs. And then we also have druid, hold the space. Exactly. Okay, beautiful. So pile number one, what they're wanting you to do is to call upon, sorry, when I channel, I get very warm, and I had my sweater on, but it is, oh, it's getting hot in there. You know what I mean? HAWT, hot. Okay. Honor your inner knowing, pile one. So understand that your spirit team wants you to work with the female spirit guides at this moment. So whether that's female ancestors, I'm hearing for quite a few of you, you have very spiritually attuned grandmothers and great grandmothers, and you will be able to help heal some of this energy work with them in terms of being able to stand firm and stand strong is what I'm hearing. If that's a challenge for some of you, call upon your female ancestors or female spirit guides in general. If you work with any female deities, who deal with strength and inner strength and this kind of righteous, divine feminine energy that is not afraid to stand tall in who she is, like that is definitely what they're calling you to work with spiritually right now. But also taking care of your own needs, understanding what exactly you yourself require, and being able to enforce that with the people around you. And those who don't accept it, they fall away. Okay, let them go. Let them go. Loosen your grip, pile one, okay? But also with druid, hold the space. It's like this energy of you need to allow them to make their own decisions and choices and mistakes. And if they're going to fall, let these people fall, pile one. But at the same time, hold that space for them. Hold that grace and compassion so that if they come back and they truly show you through their actions, right? Not through their words, pile one, not through their words, but through their actions. If they are showing you, keyword showing you, right, that they are changing or they are attempting to get help, right? They are making changes in their lives, concrete changes. If they're speaking to you differently, that is a key indicator that they are making changes within themselves, pile one, okay? By their actions and also in the way that they speak to you. If they're coming back to you with the same old apology, the same old excuses, the same old verbiage and ways of thinking, right? And whatever that they've been giving you for tale as old as time, then that is a sign that they are not changing at the heart space, at the heart level. And the relationship, that cycle is going to continue. But if they're coming to you and they're actually changing the way that they're speaking to you, that is a sign. That is a sign that they are changing from the inside out, pile one. And in that case, holding the space is something that your spirit team wants you to do. They want you to hold the space for these people when they are showing you and when they're changing their words with you and they're showing you that they're truly changing, being able to, okay, let's work on this together, but you still impose those boundaries. You still impose those boundaries. You do not loosen them. You do not let them go. You still have them in place. And then you come to them with your terms of what you will accept and what you will not accept in the relationship. These are my boundaries. This is what's acceptable for me. Take it or leave it. And give them that choice, right? And if they accept it, okay, great. And then you stay firm to those boundaries. If they don't accept it, okay, I'm sorry. We still no longer can relate when you're, in that type of space. This is who I am right now, and this is how I need to relate to people around me in order for me to be honoring and loving myself, right? So, but holding that space in the meantime, not being able to cut them off completely and being like, okay, you're a terrible person. You're so toxic. I'm done with you forever. But let's say they do later on down the line make those changes and sincerely do want to reconnect and relate to you in a healthy way. Holding that space just means that you keep that door open if they're willing to relate to you in that healthy manner. Does that make sense? Okay. Beautiful. Pile one, it has been such an honor, such a blessing to be able to tap into your energy here. Thank you so much. If you liked, then go ahead. If you liked this reading, go ahead and like and subscribe. And I love you so, so much, my dear friends. I will see you in the next reading. All right. Hello, my beautiful pile number twos. So if you chose this beautiful yellow jasper, then this is going to for sure be your reading. So let's go ahead and see what your spirit team has for you in terms of their advice to you at this time. So we have number 61, Heart Woman, and this is in reverse, but here is that card right side up. I think it's so funny that we have yellow and yellow, both solar plexus energy happening here. And with Heart Woman being in reverse, I'm feeling that for a lot of you, there is, this almost feels like pile number one, but earlier. It's almost like pile one is your later energy, pile two. But what I'm getting here is that there's a lot of not being congruent within yourself, like a lack of inner, letting your inner knowing come through. You're not standing firm in your own authenticity right now. You're not allowing your true self to come through. And I'm seeing that there is kind of this blockage. Yes, in the heart space, but it's funny. Okay. So I was actually meditating with my spirit team, a couple of days ago, and they gave me this really kind of out there type of meditation to unblock the throat chakra. And I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Throat chakra, sure. Authenticity and whatnot. But what they were showing me is actually us as empaths, what we do is we're so open and sensitive to energies around us that when we're younger, it's too much for us, right? And so we all, as a coping mechanism, we shut down a little bit and we kind of semi-numb, if that makes sense. And our heart chakra gets blocked off a little bit. And slowly and surely over time, it becomes more blocked until we're adults. And all of a sudden it's okay, I know that this is unhealthy the way that I've been coping, and so I want to heal. So let me go ahead and open my heart space back up, living from the heart, right? And manifesting from the heart. That's all super important. So we're okay, great. Open the heart chakra back up. Well, it hurts a lot when it comes back online and we're just what the freaking heck, right? But what I'm being shown here is that our heart chakras, what they were telling me, what I'm being shown here and what they were saying is that our heart chakras can't fully be opened up without first unblocking our throat chakra. The root is at the throat chakra. And then once we have unblocked our throat chakra, our hearts can be able to open up more freely. And then our solar plexus, with all this yellow here, solar plexus can open up as well, right? The throat chakra is all about our personal voice in the world, how we show up for ourselves in the world, and how we portray and convey ourselves to other people, right? Our inner light, our inner truth shining out. That is our throat. That is what that's responsible for. And when that's blocked, it blocks our heart chakra as well, because it's like there's this inner like sense of, oh, I can't show myself. I can't take up too much space. I have to be, this little put together person that everybody sees me as, like this agreeable one, like the one who never argues. I'm always the one who's the peacemaker of the friend group, of the family group. That's always me. And I can't pull myself away from that identity, because in that identity, I'm loved. I'm surrounded by my people when I behave this way. I've never embodied myself truly. I've never allowed myself to show all of my authentic pieces to the world. And it's vulnerable. It's scary. I don't know what's going to happen. People could fall away, right? Which is why I'm saying pile 1 is for sure your later energy. Pile 2, but it's like being able to understand it's either you or them, right? It's like you can't caretake to other people and expect yourself to live in this happy like paradigm within your own soul, within your own spirit. So it's either you continually suffering because you're not giving your spirit what it needs. You're not validating yourself. You're invalidating yourself by constantly being on other people's energetic waves of what they need, what they need, what they need. What about what you need, pile 2? What about what you need? I was getting a Disney song, but I just lost it. So it'll come back if it's meant to. But yeah, it's like being able to see that you've been allowing yourself to suffer so much by not honoring your own inner self first. Does that make sense? So it's like either you're going to suffer or they throw a little hissy fit because they don't like this new energy that you're putting out. And if they can't relate to you in this healthy way and these healthy boundaries that you're setting in place, then they weren't meant to be in your life in the first place. Let me just say, like, those are not healthy relationships where you're constantly giving. There's no receiving happening. That is not a proper healthy relationship, pile number 2, okay? What you're being called to do is you're being called to unblock this throat chakra, this authenticity space that you're so afraid of letting go of. I keep hearing like Frozen, a lot of let it go coming through here, like let it go, I'm one with the wind and sky. Yeah. I don't care what they're going to say. Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway. Yeah, I don't care what they're going to say, but I'm going to embody my true self anyway, because I love myself enough not to allow myself to suffer anymore, okay? You've been suffering. You have been putting your own needs on the back burner, and you've been convincing yourself that you're okay with it. But part of what's happening now that we're ascending to the 5th dimension, we're becoming conscious. As we raise our consciousness, we're becoming conscious of the choices that harm our spirits, that harm us at the soul level. When we can't embody our true selves, our true self is our soul, pile number 2. And when you say to yourself, I can't embody my authentic being, you're telling yourself that your soul is not good enough to be shown in this world, which is such an illusion. It's such a lie that who told you that, pile 2, right? I feel so protective of you right now. It's like, who told you that it was not okay to fully be who you are? Who said that, right? Because that's really just your soul trying to come through and trying to spread more love, joy, and positivity in your own authentic, unique way to the rest of the world. Who doesn't want that, right? I'll tell you who doesn't want that. The people who would be upset with you embracing your authentic self are the people who are stuck in a lower vibration, who are not going to be coming with you to the mountaintop because they're still stuck in their own little whirlpool of unmet managed shadow work that they have not done themselves. And so they are in their own little worlds of feeling like they need to be able to take from other people because they don't see themselves as being worthy enough to stand in who they are. And so they become upset with other people who are strong in their own self-identities, right? And so it's being able to see past the illusion that when they're upset with you standing in your truth, that's a sign that they were never meant to be in your life for the long haul anyway, because they were just going to drain you, exhaust you. And that's not a life worth living anyway, is being, who wants to live a life surrounded by draining and exhausting people? Not me. Let me just say, right? And so I spent too many years of my life being surrounded by exactly those types of people. And coming into this space, being my authentic self was the scariest thing I ever did. And a lot of people talked crap about me behind my back, right? And I had to be okay with that, because at the end of the day, I was like, I'm not going to sacrifice my own inner peace to be able to fit into their standards of what they think is okay. Because I'm rejecting myself by falling into that at the same time, right? I'm rejecting myself when I do that instead of honoring myself, loving myself, letting people say what they're going to say. The right people who resonate at that frequency, who will give in a reciprocal, healthy relationship, those are the people that are now going to be attracted to you, because you're now raising your vibration, your energy level to attract those types of people, right? But this solar plexus, so once you unblock the throat chakra, then your heart chakra starts to come fully unblocked, right? And that opens up, right? And then your solar plexus comes online and you're able to be like, okay, I said what I said, and I'm firm with what I say. But it's not this ruthless, mean type of solar plexus power, because what you've done is you've allowed your heart to come fully back into the picture. You're speaking from your own authenticity, your own inner truth, your own heart space. That's a place of love, of compassion, right? And so of positivity. And that is then blended in with this strong solar plexus energy that shines through you. And so you are just unapologetically yourself. Hello. Yes, yes, and yes. I love this. I love this. Yeah, I just heard Lizzo's song, I put my head down, da, da, da. I don't know the words. Baby, how you feeling? Feeling good as hell. Yeah. Ooh, child, done with the bullshit. Yes, exactly. That's what you are done with. You're done with the bull crap. You're ready to embrace your own self. And you're feeling so, so good. Okay. So pile 2's spirit team, advice for pile 2. Thank you. Yeah, so we have this Ace of Wands in reverse. Yeah. There's like something big that wants to come through you, something big that's going to manifest. Ooh, okay. Hello. We have the Lovers. We have the Lovers, people. We have the Lovers. There's a big... It's so funny. I never intentionally make my love readings, but if that comes through, then it's just like the spirits forcing that in, because they're like, this needs to be communicated to someone. So for some of you, there's a big love coming into your life that is right now, it's blocked because you're not embodying your full self. And there's a lot of fear here about you not being accepted by other people. You're unsure of what's going to happen because you've never really embodied your full self before. And okay, so love, and then we also have Ace of Pentacles in reverse, but it's like your spirit team is saying, just take that step, go into your authentic self, show yourself for who you are, and this beautiful love is going to come in for you. Okay. Oh my gosh. Yes. And then we have the 9 of Cups here. Do you see? It's such a beautiful story that they're telling here, pile 1. You're not fully embodying your true self right now, and it's blocking this love. You're not fully embodying your true self right now, and it's blocking financial abundance. Do we see this 9 of Cups here? Do you see him sitting like a king surrounded by all of these cups, right? That is financial abundance. That is emotional abundance. That is beautiful relationships coming into your life that right now, because of fear I'm getting, there's a lot of fear around here. And unblocking the throat chakra is really going to be the key to allowing your heart and your solar plexus to fully open up for you, okay? Pile number 2. It's so funny because intuitively, we always think, okay, open up the heart space, open up the heart, work on the root chakra, root, solar plexus, solar plexus. The throat chakra often gets forgotten about, but my spirit guides were showing me, no, the root is not the heart. If there's a blockage in the heart, if there's a blockage in the lower chakras, the throat chakra needs to come online first, because that's going to allow you to stand in your truth. And that truth is necessary for unblocking all of these other energies that are stuck in your body. Okay. Okay. Beautiful. So yeah, a lot of abundance is headed for you, pile 2, as long as you can learn to open up. Yeah, it's like the moon in reverse here. There's a lot of fear because there's so many unknowns. You're just like, what the heck is going to happen? I don't even know. You know, I've always gone through my life identifying as like this sort of person, behaving in this sort of way. And now that I'm changing the way that I show up in the world, I don't know what's going to happen. And it's a little bit scary. And I have to say, will you please stop doing that, spirit guides? I thank you so much for giving me these beautiful messages, but I got 2 on the floor. So much abundance is happening for you, but there's so much fear around what's going to happen. Like, I've never been in this space before. It's like, yeah, into the unknown from Frozen 2. Into the unknown, into the unknown. That's coming through here. So yeah, it's unknown, it's new, you're not sure what's going to happen, but there's clear abundance waiting for you, pile 2. Like, can I just say, spoiler alert, sorry to, ruin the ending for you, but you're headed for good things, my friend. So it's almost like at this point, your spirit team is showing you, like, go with it, because there's like no way that you can fail. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's no monster hiding in the closet. You're seeing right here all of this abundance that's meant for you. Once you unblock the heart space, which I am actually going to unblock these energies for you right now. And when you do a throat chakra unblocking meditation, your spirit team is saying that these energies will continue to be released. So throat chakra unblocking meditation, go and look that up, my friends. That's what you need right now. But once you unblock the throat, the heart will come online. The solar plexus will finish unblocking. And then this beautiful love will come in, this beautiful abundance. Yes, there may be a couple of unknowns in your journey, but you know the ending. You know that there's going to be victory. So does the middle part really matter as much when you know where you're headed? Does that make sense? Okay. You also have Page of Swords. Yeah. You're like going off into the distance and you're like, Fucha, here I come with my sword and I'm about to get my victory. Yeah. That's like the energy that I'm feeling here. Pile number 2. And then, yeah, we have 5 of Cups. So there are going to be relationships that fall away. There are going to be certain changes that happen in your life, but ultimately for the better, pile number 2, because these people, these circumstances were not ultimately for your best anyway. They were causing you to live life in a box, to live life half numb, to live life self-sacrificing and suffering internally, instead of being like, I'm not going to take this anymore. You can't treat me this way. I won't stand for this anymore. I'm not going to allow myself to be in this sort of relationship or dynamic, or I'm not going to allow myself to be in these set of circumstances anymore and having these things happen to me the way that they are, because I deserve this abundance. And do you see it? There's already this like little jump start of abundance back there waiting for you. And it's like your spirit team showing you that it's like, yeah, all you got to do is just take that first step and then we got you. No need to feel any sort of fear because you're in good hands. Yeah, it's like you feel like this 8 of Swords energy, pile number 2, where it's like you feel like you can't see beyond where you're currently at, and you're just so afraid of the backlash is what I heard. I'm so afraid of the backlash. I'm so afraid of the backlash. But what happens is it's like you rip off the Band-Aid. And I'll tell you, I was at a job where I was mistreated a lot. It was a very toxic work environment, very shame-filled. And there was a lot of just like shaming and blaming going around. And it's almost like if you can't take it, then you're not tough enough. Like your skin is just soft and you're weak and all of this, right? And I was like constantly thinking to myself, I just have to take this, right? I can't leave because I love these people. But I know that if I also leave, they're going to judge me so much and they're going to think I'm a quitter and that I don't have what it takes. And they're going to say all these things about me. And it was such a scary decision to actually leave that work environment, pile number 2. And I will tell you, when I made the decision to leave, it was one of the scariest, but also equally one of the most liberating times of my life. I knew that they were talking crap about me behind my back, but at the same time, I had my own dignity back. I had my own inner peace back. I had my own inner self back, my own soul back. And I was feeling a lot less stressed. It was to the point where I would wake up and I would almost feel like I had to throw up. I was so nauseous at the beginning of my days, and I had such an upset stomach that I literally had to take little like lemon balm relaxing gummies throughout the day because I was so stressed out. And once I made the decision to stop putting myself in that situation, to stop surrounding myself with those people that were denying my own inner worth and just wanted to stomp on my light whenever they got the chance. Once I separated myself from that, I can't tell you, I felt so much freedom. And it was scary, but only for a second. That fear only happens for a second. And then you come out the other side and that relief, that freedom, that joy eclipses any sort of temporary fear that you feel in that little instance. And I felt like me again. I'm just saying, it felt amazing. And I'm telling you that that's you as well. You're headed for all of this abundance, all of this greatness. If you can just get past that little instant fear. It's almost like fear. Someone said that it's like this paper dragon or paper tiger. I think it was Amelia Earhart or something like that. I don't know. Someone said that fear is like a paper tiger. It looks scary, but when you actually put your hand through it, it's like, oh, it's just poop, 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 and it's done, you know? It was nothing to be afraid of in the first place. That's what's coming through here. Advice from pile 2's spirit team, please. Advice from pile 2's. Thank you. Double mission. Lightworker starseed, my friends. Serve the world by being you. Yep, exactly. Exactly. Advice from pile 2's spirit team, please. Advice from pile 2's spirit team. Advice from pile 2's spirit team. Thank you. Yeah, then we also have Hireth. I don't know what this means. Hireth. Longing for home. Homestick for the stars. Yeah, so a lot of you are very empathic souls. You resonate with the term starseed, light workers, and that's part of why it's so tough for you to separate yourself from some of these people, is because you are so kind, you're so empathic, and it's almost like, okay, if I do that, I don't know what the backlash is going to be, but also it's like, you know, these are my people. Like, I'm here to help them. Again, it's you thinking in terms of how you can give to other people instead of thinking about what's going to be best for you, pile number 2. Here's where it's okay to be a little bit selfish, okay? Here is where it's okay to be able to call back to your own self, that inner peace, unapologetically. Don't worry about what other people are going to do or what other people are going to say. Look at your own internal guidance, pile number 2, your own inner compass, and think about what is going to make me feel at home with me. What is going to make me feel at home in my own soul? Okay? And that is the question you need to be asking yourself. And we also have loosen grip, coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in, or the universe, or whatever you believe in there. This came up for pile number 1 as well. And I really do feel like for a lot of you, there are some codependent relationships that are surrounding you at this time. And it's a lot of you giving to other people and you constantly kind of taking on other people's decisions and choices as your own problems to deal with. But that's no longer needed. That is no longer needed. You can let them go. And I would encourage you to watch pile 1 if this resonates with you, because that for sure is your later energy. And I go into a lot more detail about those codependent toxic relationships and how, what they mean for you and how to approach them. It's too much to get into right now, especially so late in the reading, but definitely watch pile 1 because I go into a bunch of detail about that. That's for sure coming through for you guys. But yeah, it's about loosening that grip, loosening that control of the other person, letting them fall if they need to fall, but holding that space if they're showing you through their words, changing their words, not coming back to you with the same old excuses, the same old way that they used to talk to you about, I'm so sorry, and this is what I'm going to do. And if it's the same old verbiage, the same old words, you can guarantee they're going to treat you the same because they haven't made that internal heart change. But if they start speaking to you differently, they start acting differently with their actions, that's when you know that you can hold that space, hold your boundaries, but talk about allowing them back into your life, relating to you with those boundaries in place, as new people, right? Not relating to each other the way that you have always done before. Okay. All right. So advice from pile number 2's spirit team, please. Advice from pile number 2's spirit team. Oh, wow. Okay. Here we go. All right. So we have Earth Guardian, stay rooted and grounded. Yeah, stand firm in your choices and your decisions. Don't let other people try and gaslight you or manipulate you into making you feel bad for standing up for your own self and setting in boundaries for healthy relationships that are done out of self-love. Don't let other people manipulate you out of that energy, okay, pile number 2, because you're doing it out of a place of self-love, okay, which is long overdue, so needed. Stay rooted, stay firm. And I said what I said. This is who I am. I don't take it back. This is what I meant to say. And if you can't relate to me on this level, then we're going to have to separate for some time. Okay. I just heard a crow caw. So that's definitely confirmation for some of you. Yeah, definitely. And then we have spring. See your seeds grow. Yeah. So it's being able to understand that once you unblock the heart space, it helps to unblock the heart space, which helps to unblock the solar plexus. And then those seeds of self-transformation are going to blossom. They are going to blossom. You are going to learn a new level of self-love that you have never seen before, is what I just heard, that you have never seen before. And it is going to be grand, my beautiful pile twos. It's going to be so good. And you're going to be in this place where, again, there's lots of earth energy here. There's lots of like grounded energy here where you're finally coming into center. You're finally coming into your own. And you're good with who you are and what you believe and what you think. And that's a beautiful space to be in. You don't need other people's approval for inner peace. You don't need other people's approval for inner happiness, for inner fulfillment. That's an inside out job, pile number 2, okay? Whoever told you that it was an outside in job, that you needed the validation of other people around you in order to feel okay internally, that is an illusion. That is a lie that toxic people have projected onto empaths, onto poor souls like us, right? Me included. I've been here too. They've been projected onto us because those people want to maintain control. They want to maintain control by whatever means necessary, right? But this is the beginning of unlearning that illusion and understanding our own inner power. Lady, enjoy growth and reap rewards. Exactly. You're about to earn your own self-respect. Pile number 2, that's what I just heard. And you're about to reap so many rewards, come into so much abundance in terms of just loving who you are and being okay with all of the messiness of who you are, but knowing that you're no longer hiding your own truth. You are now showing up fully as yourself in the world. You're not hiding who you are any longer. And that's something to be celebrated. That is something to be overjoyed about. Pile number 2, okay? Yeah, and then we have at the bottom of the deck, Sun. Enjoy success and happiness. Yeah, so lots of I just smelled cologne, it smells like. So yeah, that was weird. It was like this weird whiff of like cologne, and it smelled very crisp and clean. Um, a hint of like woodsiness in there too, but that's direct confirmation for someone. Someone's person smells that way, and you may have been questioning about that person and if they really are meant to be in your life as a romantic relationship. And this is just direct confirmation for those of you in that place that yes, this is a beautiful relationship that is divinely guided. It's a beautiful soulmate type of relationship coming into your life once you embody yourself. Once you do the healing work and embody your true self, you will call in this soulmate. You will call in this financial abundance and this emotional like fulfillment that we see here with the Nine of Cups. That's all going to happen once you truly embody your spirit, your soul. Okay, pile number 2. Beautiful. Thank you, my dear friends, for allowing me to tap into your energy. It's been such an honor. Do like and subscribe if you enjoyed this reading. I love you so, so, so much, and I will see you in the next video. All right. Hello, my beautiful pile number 3s. So if you chose this wonderful little Amazonite heart, then this is for sure going to be your reading, my friends. So you actually got 2 cards from your spirit team. So let's go ahead and see advice for you guys right now at this time from your spirit team. Is number 63, Jade Meander. You know what's so funny about this? I can't confirm 100%. No, it is. Okay. I did a reading like a few weeks ago, and it was about messages from your spirit guides. And this specific card came through. I kid you not, this specific card, and it was all about love. Now, it came to be that it was not all romantic love. It was also, relationships in terms of, family members, friendships. It could have been platonic as well. That was coming through. But love was definitely a piece of this reading. So that's coming through again. So this is going to be all about relationships in general. Could be platonic or could be romantic. Take it how it resonates for your specific situation. And then we also have 37 emissaries of love happening here. I just heard that song. Oh my gosh, how does it go? You'll never find da 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 ba da ba ba da boom da da da. It's like from the 70s or something. And then unforgettable. Unforgettable, that's what you are. Unforgettable. Yeah, that's coming through. I'm also getting like this, there's this great completion happening here, which is so beautiful. There's this great completion because I feel like there's been a lot of turmoil in whatever relationship this is for you. Take this how it resonates. There's been a lot of turmoil recently. And there's been a lot of kind of ups and downs, and there's been some lying I'm hearing. There's been lies. There's been dealing with narcissism of some sort. There's also been just dealing with changing. You both have been changing so much. And this is kind of what pile 3 was about this last reading. It's like the 2 of you have been changing, but they were at different rates. And so for a long time, there was a lot of turmoil in terms of like, that person was relating to you from this vantage point, but you were relating to them from this vantage point. And it's like there was no meeting in the middle. You couldn't see each other's sides. You couldn't see each other's perspectives. From each of your standpoints, you're both correct, and you hold to that stance just as strongly. I'm hearing for a lot of you, love you. You guys may be my stubborn friends out there, which, hey, I'm your girl. I'm stubborn too. Like, I can't even say anything because I'm so stubborn. It's not even funny. But yeah, a lot of you guys could be very stubborn. This person that you are in the relationship with, could be very stubborn as well. So it's like a stalemate situation of like, okay, you're not going to wave your white flag. Well, I sure as heck am not waving mine either. So I guess we're just going to stand here. I guess we're just going to stand here until someone says or does something, because I'm not giving in. I'm not, cowering down type of a thing. But now you guys have kind of pushed through that tough, hard energy. And now you're in this space of like, okay, here we go. Let's kind of just like relax into this new type of way of being. Like, I'm good, you're good, we're good, sort of a thing. I'm feeling like this unity, this wholeness, this completion, this returning to home sort of a feeling. Homecoming. Yeah, there's this feeling of that coming through. But I did a reading. It was like my very first reading ever, like a month and a half ago or something. And it was all about homecoming, but coming home to yourself. This is coming home with like your people. You know what I mean? Like your people that are your best friends, like ride or dies. This is you coming back to your community, you coming home to your tribe, your group of people. And that's such a beautiful energy to be in. And I think more of us could stand to really fight for that energy in our lives, because I think sometimes we can get complacent with our energy in the relationships that we have of like, oh, this relationship is good enough just as it is. Is it though? Or could it be better? You know what I mean? Could it be more fulfilling for the both of you? And there's this beautiful heart energy at the center now of this relationship. Whether it's a family member, I'm hearing parent for some of you, I'm hearing best friend for others of you, I'm hearing a romantic relationship for others still yet. And then for someone, I just heard big brother. Yeah, so it's like you're coming into this energy of finally being able to see eye to eye, coming out of this like stubborn energy of like, my perspective is the only right way and it's correct and I'm not giving in, I'm not yielding because I know that I'm right. Like all of that's kind of moving away a little bit because time has passed and you both are growing. So much so that you're at a point of growth in each of your journeys right now where at least you may not be in the same spot exactly, but at least now you can seek to understand first before being understood is what I'm getting here. Okay. So I'm definitely hearing for a lot of you that you are coming into this healing place with this other person, and your spirit guides are not coming through with a set of advice like right off the bat here, because at first I think they just want to like set the scene and congratulate you guys for how much hard work that you've done, especially with this relationship. Yes, also internally for sure. The internal work needed to happen before this external change in relationships could take place. But it's also this thing of like, okay, yeah, it's this thing of like understanding that you have worked hard to get to this place where you both are at right now, and it shouldn't be downplayed. Yeah, this Amazonite heart, it's no coincidence that you chose this heart. Very good synchronicity here. There's this beautiful energy of like Amazonite is all about working with the throat chakra and being able to speak our truth, show ourselves for who we are, and allowing that to just shine through to the outside world. And it's like that is taking place in this relationship. You guys are coming to this beautiful place of knowing each other from the inside out, having that common ground, understanding where the other person is coming from, and being able to build a solid foundation off of that. Does that make sense? Beautiful. Okay. Let's go ahead and get to some tarot. So advice from pile 3's spirit team, please. Advice from pile 3's spirit team. Advice from pile 3's spirit team, please. Advice from pile 3's. Thank you. Yes, we have this Emperor energy. Complete authority over your emotions, over your own actions. There's no codependence in this relationship at all. There is no codependence in this relationship. You each take responsibility for your own actions, and you are able to relate to each other from this equal energy like stance. You each are your own whole individual selves. There's no like, oh, you're my other half. No, I am my own whole individual self. You are your own whole individual self. And we come together, not codependently, but interdependently, understanding that we're each complete on our own, but we come together. Yeah, okay. They're bringing me back to this meme that I used to love, oh my gosh, from years ago, but it was like these two little light bulbs and they were connected, interconnected, like through these strings. Yeah, exactly. Just like this, just like the light is interconnected here. There was this meme and the light bulbs had the strings interconnected, and it said, I am good just as I am, or I am whole just as I am, but I want to be with you because, oh, I can light myself up on my own, but I want to be with you because I know that we could set the whole city aglow or something like that. That's not how it went. I don't know. It was very poetic. It was so much more poetic than what I just said. But basically, you can hold your own light. Like, you're good just as you are. But coming together with this other person, being interdependent with them, recognizing both of your wholeness as people, but coming together and joining forces, I just heard, it's like power couple energy or power relationship energy with this other person. And again, it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be with a parent. It could be with a sibling or a friend. But I'm definitely getting like, there's this powerful dynamic emerging between the both of you where it's like you guys are about to like set it on fire. You're about to put it down like in the best way. And you're going to really be a testament and an example for other people striving for the same type of relationships in their life. Okay. And we have 8 of Swords through here too. All right. And let's see what else we have going on here. Yeah. A lot of pain. A lot of not being able to see where the other person is coming from. Yeah. Being blinded to their perspective. Feeling like your hands were tied. And not understanding why you guys couldn't relate to each other, but holding so firmly onto your own position that you couldn't see beyond it. 9 of Swords. Yeah. A lot of heartache in this relationship in the past. A lot of heartache that you guys have been moving through. Yeah. And I'm getting pulled to this down here in the bed frame. Do you see those 2 figures? It looks like they're almost like, I don't know. To me, Spirit's showing it to me like they're almost dueling. Like there's been a lot of like dueling energy, a lot of fighting energy, a lot of like tit for tat energy, a lot of like, oh yeah, you're going to do that to me. Well, I'm going to do this to you. You know what I mean? Like, you hurt me with that kind of comeback. Well, I'm going to hurt you with a comeback that's, 4 times as worse. Type of an energy happening here, but you guys are moving out of that, yeah, into this 9 of Cups energy. Beautiful. Yeah. Okay. Understanding that there's no reason to be in that old energy, that old place anymore. Yeah. And they wanted this right side up, so we have the Queen of Pentacles. Yep, right side up. And then we also have the 2 of Swords. Yeah, you guys didn't know what to do at one point in time in this relationship. You didn't know what to do. And back of the deck, we also have Page of Pentacles. Yeah. You didn't know what to do at one point, and so you were thinking, okay, well, I honestly feel torn. I don't want to continue with this relationship being as toxic as it is, but at the same time, like, I feel that I can't handle this amount of toxicity, like, within our relationship. So someone's going to have to step away, either me or them, but someone's going to have to step away because this is not healthy the way that it's happening right now, the way that it's panning out. But it's like coming through this Swords energy, overthinking energy, a lot of overthinking. There's been a lot of times where it's like you guys may have had like insomnia, or you have just had this period of not being able to get this person off your mind, or this person is kind of always a dull roar in your memory of you not quite being able to get past this person when you guys were going through your very traumatic times, because it's a very dear relationship to you. It's very much like I just heard soul bond. It's like this soul bond type of relationship. And you guys definitely could be soul tribe family members, where in spirit, you guys are very connected. Like you've had multiple lifetimes together. And so that's part of why it's so tough. It's because you guys know each other so much on a spiritual level from these past lifetimes. You built such a good relationship, have such a good understanding. But in this lifetime, it's like it wasn't happening. There was so much miscommunication, so much misunderstanding, judging the other person, not seeing where they're coming from, a lot of rash things that were said that later on you're like, oh my God, like, why did I say that? I shouldn't have said that. You know, I feel so terrible about approaching it the way that I did. And then you're hurt also because, like I said, that tit for tat energy. So they came back with something that was twice as bad. And now you're hurt and you're feeling conflicted. Like, what am I supposed to do in this relationship? I don't know how I'm supposed to handle this. What's the best way? What's the healthiest way? How am I supposed to do this? And for some of you, it was this place of you needed to get to that place of being 100% okay with releasing that person out of your life, letting that person be gone from your life. And once you were in that place emotionally, ready to let them go completely, because you thought, okay, this is what's going to be best for each of us, because it's certainly not healthy, this dynamic that we have going on right now. But once you got to that place where you were like completely and totally okay with releasing them, there was this place happening where, and maybe you guys did have to leave each other for a little bit because there was this growth. There was this growth that happened between the both of you. There was like some period of time that was like, there was a period of time. Yeah. That's why the page is here. Page of Pentacles. Hello. Yeah. There was this time apart for a little bit in the past. For some of you, you could still be in that time apart right now with this person, but there's this time apart where you're finding your own inner value. You're understanding your own inner worth. You're understanding what makes you so unique and so beautiful. And you're coming to terms with this own self-love, this own personal evolution and growth within the soul that you're coming into. Yeah, emotional mastery. We have the King of Cups right underneath it. So you're coming into this emotional mastery. For those of you still in separation, you are coming into this soul evolution, soul mastery. For those of you coming out of the separation, you've already completed this soul journey and soul growth. But now that you're coming out of that emotionally evolved place, your person was doing the same during the time apart, which is beautiful because not everybody makes that choice. Not everybody makes that decision, and we cannot control what other people do, right? So whatever they do, we have to make choices and decisions based on what resonates best with our spirits. We can't be codependent and look to them. It's all about being interdependent, right? But you guys, after that time apart, I'm seeing this Queen of Pentacles, this Emperor, this Nine of Cups. Yeah, so you guys have come back together. If this is a romantic relationship, you guys are coming back together in this power couple type of vibe, power couple type of energy, where it's like you've made this full circle and you're like, okay, here we go. Let's do this. All right, and let's take Mr. and Mrs. Smith is what I just saw. So it's like you guys have this Mr. and Mrs. Smith energy happening, which is just awesome. But very richly abundant in terms of your emotional life. And the way that you can relate to each other is what I'm hearing. It's very healthy in the way that you relate to one another. Very much like this peaceful energy that I'm getting up here with the emissaries of love and the Jade Meander. So you guys are coming into this beautiful place of understanding each other, coming into this coming into this beautiful flow of being able to commune with each other's spirits. That is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is such a beautiful relationship for you guys. And you guys are able to understand each other in such a deeper level. And it's giving you the sense of like wholeness, completeness. Like you already were whole and complete yourself. And that's what you were doing in this Page of Pentacles period of your life. But it's like, okay, now that that person is back and they're here, and because they have also done the work. That's why this ending is so rich and so beautiful. If they had not done any personal growth while you guys were apart, the relationship still would have been dysfunctional, just on a different level. It would have not given you this amount of completeness, of joy, of fulfillment. But because that other person did their crap while you guys took some time apart from each other, you're able to come back and kind of meet at a much better spot together. And then we have trust the timing coming out here. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Yeah, so this is a lot of, I know you guys love to hear this, but divine timing is at play here. Divine timing is at play. And so for some of you, you may still be in that place where you're still waiting. You're still waiting on the other person to kind of get to that emotionally stable and healthy place that you're in, or you're waiting on yourself because you know that you're not in that spot, or neither of you may be in that spot yet. And you have to trust what is unfolding in the universe, right? Because this relationship will not be fruitful unless the both of you do some inner work ahead of time before you fully reunite and come back together. Okay. Time is not running out. We have unlimited time. Time is a construct. So those of you who are feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing enough, or time is running out and I'm not moving quickly enough, or they're not moving quickly enough, and we're losing our moment, we're losing our window of being able to relate to each other because, someone's moving or whatever other circumstances happening. You have to understand that no, it's all a rhythm. It's all a flow. It's all riptides coming in and coming out, coming in and coming out. And we have free will here in the 3D. That's part of this. You have to be, for those of you still in the midst of this, you have to be 100% okay with letting this person go, because we are not codependent friends here. We are not codependent people. We allow people to make their own choices, decisions, and mistakes on their own, and they take full responsibility for the consequences of those decisions, choices, and actions. We do not come in to save the day. No more. All right, no more. So you have to be 100% okay with letting them go. And only then, if they make the choice to do that emotional and spiritual growth, will you guys come back together and have this beautiful moment, okay? But for some of you, it's like if you continue to stay, and I don't want to make it sound like this is not going to happen, because I am seeing that it will happen, but it's like the contingency on this is you need to be 100% good with making sure that they can fall and take responsibility for their own actions, being okay with letting them go, but also understanding that this was not your problem. They are not your problem to solve. You are responsible for your own self. And then this abundance will come in, because energetically you've put yourself in such a space where you're not glomming onto them. You're not controlling them. You're not trying to be there every second. And every time they make a move, you have something to say and you want to be there to fix it and help and da-da-da-da-da and bit your hands all in. Too many cooks in the kitchen is what I just heard. Too many cooks in the kitchen. That energy is not going to help this relationship heal, okay? The energy of letting go to be able to heal on your own, releasing this codependence for interdependence, allowing them to be the only cook in their kitchen. Your hands are not in their cookie batter, okay? That sounded so wrong. And there's no such thing as cookie batter. So I don't know why I just said that. But it's like allowing them to, be in their own kitchen, do their own thing. Trust, if you guys are meant to be coming back together, that it's going to happen, okay? There's this trusting in the universe that needs to happen here. Yeah, and then we have the void. Stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. Yeah, for a great few of you, you're in the middle of this period of self-evolution, of soul growth, before you come into this beautiful place of soul, like level upness that I'm seeing here. And yeah, it's being able to embrace your own needs, come back to yourself. Embracing winter. There was a pile where embrace your needs came through. I can't remember which one. There could be another pile in here for you. But yes, great cosmic womb. Allow yourself to rest, relax, and heal in this divine space, right, of comfort. That's where you need to be right now. Pile number 3. Hello, Elizabeth. That's where you need to be right now, is in the space of like truly letting go, and allowing yourself to be in this space of like, okay, I'm okay if I let this person go and they're not willing to heal. I love myself enough to give myself inner peace and inner joy that I'm going to heal for myself. I'm going to step away because I need to focus on me. I need to heal for me. Let that be enough. Let that be enough, pile 3. Step into this void stage, right? And the void doesn't have to be scary. It can actually be a very comforting thing to just kind of fall back in on yourself, do this healing, have this comforting moment for just you. This is you honoring your own spirit, okay, pile 3? So we have a new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. Yeah, it's happening. Keep holding the vision. So this beautiful like manifestation, this beautiful ending in this relationship is meant to happen, but you need to be able to do your due diligence here first and embrace these energies before this beautiful ending can happen. But keep holding that vision, keep holding out for, not holding out, but keep like holding that energy, that space for that other person. If they do make that choice, you are holding that vision, you're holding that space for them to be able to return if they've made the choices for themselves, just like you're making for yourself, okay? Then we have cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. Yeah, there's this sense of being able to let go of what no longer serves you, pile 3. Let go of what no longer serves you. And then at the bottom, we have earth pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature. Yes. Do you see how she is just like in this bed of roses and she is living her best life there? Yes, honey. Yes, that is you guys. You need to be in nature. You need to be doing things that bring you joy, bring you life, bring you light from within. There is so much light from within you. Do you see this light coming out from her? There's so much light within you, pile 3, that needs to come through, but it only can come through when you separate yourself and do this inner soul alchemy through the void, right? Coming through, clarifying the void. That needs to happen, okay? And then you're going to be able to surrender to the flow of divine timing, and this beautiful manifestation, this beautiful ending is going to come in for you, okay? So advice for pile number 3 from their spirit team, please. Advice from pile 3 from their spirit team. Advice for pile 3 from their spirit team, please. Advice from pile 3 from, thank you. Okay. Yeah, we have air guardian here. Shift your perception. And then we also have the seer, see beyond the current situation. Yeah, holding the vision, shifting your perspective. Yeah, okay. And then traveler, move in a new direction. Exactly. I just heard from Fleetwood Mac, you can go your own way, go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. But it's going your own way to be able to go off into this beautiful cosmic void, this Page of Pentacles energy with the void happening here so that you can do this inner work and shifting your perception from seeing these things as bad. The void is not bad. Divine timing is not bad. You know, surrendering is not a bad thing. Shift your perception to a higher frequency, to a higher vibration, to be able to see these as opportunities, not obstacles in your path. These are opportunities for a pathway to live a richer, wholer, healthier, happier life, pile 3, okay? These are avenues that you can go down to have a lot of inner fulfillment on the other side. Yeah, and it's almost like I see here, I know this isn't what it's meant to be, but it's like I see here tears in her eyes. It's like her eyes look very glassy. It looks like she's been crying. And I feel like for you guys have had a lot of emotional energy that you have spent and been drained through on this relationship. And it's time to call that energy back to yourselves, pile 3. Your spirit team is coming in heavy with that. It is time to call this energy back to yourself, to come into this void state, to collapse in on yourself, surrender to it, comfort yourself, love yourself, validate yourself, and grow yourself. And allow the other person to do the same, okay? Yeah, seeing beyond your current situation, holding the vision, understanding what it's all for, it's not you just going aimlessly off in the wilderness and you're like, okay, well, I'll never see them again, and I'm going here and I'm entering into this void state and I'm never going to be, happy again. No, it's being able to understand that it's just for a season, that this is required, that this energy, this embodiment of this energy is required in order for this change to take place, for this beautiful what is that called? Ending. But that's not what I mean. Like, it's like a ribbon being tied up, for this ribbon to be tied up in the box in the story, for it to close, for it to come to completion in this beautiful way. Okay. Does that make sense? All right. Pile 3, it has been such an honor to be able to tap into your energy. Do like and subscribe to see more readings like this. I do love you so much, and I will see you in the next video. All right, hello, my beautiful pile number 4s. So if you chose this wonderful Buddha meditating little coin, I don't know, he's just like a little palm thing that I will hold on to and just meditate with. He's so cute. Look at his little face. Can you see his little face? I don't know that you can, but this is for sure your reading if you chose that little coin. So this is going to be advice from your spirit team for you at this moment. Interesting. So we have number 5, fire keepers. Okay, beautiful. My pile number 2, I was about to say my pile number 2s, my pile number 4s. I just burped a little bit right now, and I expelled air, and that was weird how I said it, but you know what I mean. Like I expelled air, I burped a little. And what they're showing me is it's like there's something wanting to come out of you, a creative endeavor, something to do with creativity that wants to make its way out of you right now. Yeah, I'm just getting, there's a lot of like manifesting ability coming through here, especially with all this hands energy. It's like you're creating something. You're in the throes of bringing something to life, is what I just heard. You're crafting something. You're molding something. You're creating a world for something to live in, to be able to show us your inner world type of a thing. Does that make sense? It's like you're crafting your inner world, this creation that you're then going to bring to light and show the outside world. And it's going to be this beautiful, like creative endeavor that you have submitted to and that you are now showing the outside world. For some of you, this could be a business. For others of you, this could be starting your own spiritual kind of I guess business. Yeah, this is coming through as like maybe a spiritual business for some of you. For others of you, this is coming through as like music, or for some of you, playwriting. Ooh, who are you? Pile number 4, hello. We also have some novelists maybe in the group here. These are my artists. This is my pile of artists, of people who are movers and shakers in the world. You're part of creating this new paradigm into the 5th dimension of love, of shared humanity. Yeah, being able to show other people that they're not alone. You do this through your work somehow, pile number 4. You do this through what you're creating. And for some of you, you're in the throes of finishing this and being able to show it to the world. For others of you, it's like it needs to move faster. Like you need to, if you have a project, yeah, for some of you, you've started a project, some sort of creative project, and you kind of set it off to the side recently and you're like, oh, I'll get to it later. Honor when your body needs rest, for sure, pile number 4. If you're not feeling like you can bring your whole self to the creative project and you've done it because you feel that just physically or emotionally or spiritually you've just been too exhausted, honor those cycles, internal cycles that you have, pile 4. But if it's just kind of like, I haven't really gotten around to it, like I'll get to it later, your spirit guides are telling you to pull up that project, finish up that project and bring it to light, because there's a lot of people going to benefit from the creative endeavor that you have kind of birthed inside of your mind, if that makes sense. Like you have created something so beautifully, like energy wise, that exists somewhere else in the multiverse, but it hasn't been seeded into this 3D world. And your spirit guides want to help you actually bring it into physical reality, physical manifested form. Does that make sense? Beautiful. Oh my goodness. I love that. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I'm also getting that for some of you. I don't think it's a coincidence. You know, I never believe in synchronicities. No, I'm sorry, coincidences. I do believe in synchronicities. I don't believe in coincidences. So whenever someone's just like, oh, that was just a coincidence, I'm like, nope, synchronicity. That was supposed to happen. What's the deeper spiritual meaning here? But what I'm seeing is it's like with this coin, we see this Buddha sitting in, or a monk, could be a monk sitting in lotus position, meditating. And I'm getting for some of you, you may get a lot of your answers through dreams or through meditating or meditative experiences. It's funny because I was reading something recently and they were saying, you know, something that we should be encouraged to do more often is increase our definition of what does meditating mean. It doesn't mean you have to be sitting, you know, cross-legged, sitting like, you know, closing your eyes and, you know, that's a form of meditation, but it doesn't have to be so stoic, so serious all the time. We can do walking meditations, right? We can do a form of meditation when we're just cooking, right? Or when we're painting, or when we're drawing, or when we're writing, or when we're playing an instrument, or when we're playing sports, you know, for example. Like I read recently that the goal is to be able to make our lives moving meditations, right? Just a series of moving meditations, because that ultimately just means that you're involved completely and wholly in what you're doing at that point. Cooking, playing sports, writing, playing an instrument, drawing, whatever the case is, you're wholly involved in that activity in that moment. The rest of the world kind of falls away and you are just very mindful. You're very present of where you are in that exact moment. That brings us to the now, right? Eckhart Tolle wrote the book Power of Now. Such a great book. If you haven't read it, do read it. It's phenomenal. But it brings us to that mindful present moment, which is what meditation does, like to begin with, right? So it still accomplishes that same end, but it may not look the same always. So being able to expand our definition of what does meditation mean has been something that I've been thinking about myself recently, and I wanted to extend that query over to you, my dear friends. Wow, your spirit team is very chatty. They're like, out of the gate already. Do 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 do. That's what I just heard. Like the little bugles, where the little trumpet do 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 charge, and it's like right out of the gate. We got one here. Page of Pentacles, coming through there. Okay, beautiful. Page of Pentacles. It's like you're going after it. You're like on this quest. You're on this journey to be able to create this beautiful, like, great creation. And it's like, yeah, you're holding up your creation and you're showing it to the world. Like, do you see what is here? I'm showing you what I've created. So beautiful. Yeah, but it's precious. It's like this precious creation for you. And the world deserves to see it, pile number 4. So if some of you have like put it off, I'm being told you need to bring it back out because it's going to turn into this Ace of Pentacles. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Do you see this? Do you see this, pile number 4? Oh my gosh. Yeah, we have the Page of Pentacles turning into the Ace of Pentacles. Hello. Hello. Oh my goodness. So if you were ever concerned that you're like, I don't know if this creative endeavor is going to turn into anything. I don't know if people are going to resonate with it. I don't know if people are going to like it. Yeah, it's turning from this Page energy to this Ace energy. Hello. Yeah, then we also have King of Cups coming in here too. Yeah, there's a lot of encoding within this creation is what I'm hearing. There's a lot of like emotional encoding, especially like, again, it's allowing what I was hearing before, it's allowing people to have that like common humanity type of feeling to where they don't feel alone. It's like you validate other people through your work, pile number 4, in some form or fashion. You make other people feel less alone. You make other people feel heard, feel valued, feel honored, is what I just heard. And it's like you having this mastery over this energy, this emotional energy within you, and it translates to your work somehow, to where when people engage with your work, pile 4, they're able to experience this depth, this emotional depth and richness that you've encoded in this creation, and they absorb it into their souls. They absorb it into their spirits, and it changes them fundamentally from the inside out. That's powerful. Who are you? Oh my gosh. Holy cannoli, Batman. Can I just say? Then we have 2 of Cups in reverse here. Yeah, 2 of Cups in reverse. I'm not sure why that's there, so we're going to get some more information. Oh my gosh, hello. They want me to take the top card only. So we have the Tower in reverse. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to pull one more card just to verify what I'm thinking, but I believe I know what is going on here. Yep, okay, got it. Your spirit team is so chatty. They're so funny. They're like, here you go. They're so considerate is the right word to say. They're so considerate. They're like, oh, you need information? Here you go. There you go. So we have 7 of Wands here as well. Yeah. Okay, and then bottom of the deck, we have Strength. Yeah, so what I'm getting here is there, pile number 4. Wow. You guys have overcome a lot in your journey so far, and no small task, no small feat. I honor you because what you've had to go through is very, very tough. You've had relationships fall away, loved ones fall away, maybe pass away. I'm hearing also, or they may have just moved out of your life, and it was very, very hard for you to deal with. And with the Tower in reverse, it's also like there's this big period of you not being able to, like, your whole world was turned upside down. You weren't able to cope. There was a lot of this 7 of Wands energy where you were just kind of like surviving each and every day, just like batting through one day to the next, like, I just gotta put one foot in front of the other. And there was a lot of pushing energy, a lot of exhaustive energy, a lot of just like trying to push everything back. And that's the energy that I'm getting here for you, pile number 4. But what I'm showing is there's this immense change that happened, that changed you from the inside out. That's why you have this emotional richness to you, pile 4. That's why you have such, and that's who you are, pile 4. You guys are beautiful, beautiful, high-level light workers that have been put here on this earth to be able to go through very painful experiences, but you transmute those energies and you alchemize them into beautiful stories, beautiful experiences for other people to step into, and they can bring their broken selves to your work, to your creation, and they can feel seen. They can feel a little bit less broken and a little bit more heard and understood in your presence because of the work that you put out and the work that you do. Does that make sense, pile 4? It's like you're building, my gosh, I'm getting so many chills right now, you guys. I'm also getting a lot of energy. I keep putting my fingers to my temples. So you guys may deal with like migraine headaches a lot, or you could be dealing with a spiritual upgrade in your third eye happening right now. And that could be causing a lot of pressure in your temples because there's a lot of energy. There's a lot of pressure happening on your temples, but it's because of this third eye expansion happening here. There's a lot of energy focused in the middle of your head, and it's pushing outwards and creating that pressure. I know that whenever I have migraine headaches, I always deal with, I know that there's some sort of like spiritual upgrade happening with my clairvoyance, especially. So that could be a message for a few of you that your clairvoyance is breaking through and your third eye is being upgraded right now. But yeah, it's like you guys are creating this like community of lost souls. It's like I'm seeing Peter Pan right now, and it's like those who wander are not lost. Yeah. I just heard purposeful wandering. You're this Page of Pentacles doing this purposeful wandering, creating this beautiful pentacle. You see how it turns from this little pentacle in his hand up into this big pentacle up there. You see that? And it's almost like, yes, this is for wealth and abundance and this great big goodness that's headed your way, but it's almost like this is what was created energetically. Do you remember when I said that before? For some of you, you've put off this project, you're not going into it, but it's like energetically, spiritually, emotionally, you've created this beautiful creation, this beautiful energy that now, as the Page of Pentacles, there it is in physical form, being seeded into the 3D world. And that's what's happening here. But that's why you have also this emotional richness and depth. It's because you've had to go through your fair share of struggles. You've had to go through your fair share of narcissists, of people taking that power out of you, taking that light out of you, making you feel worthless, making you feel less than, losing people that you loved, whether it was through them passing away or whether it was through them, through traumatic ends to relationships is what I just heard. Whatever that means for you, you fundamentally didn't know which way was up, which way was down. You had the ground taken out from under you. And now you have this mastery because you know what it was all for. You've come out of the other side of this survival mindset of just like, I have to get through one day to the next. I have to keep going no matter what. Yeah, this strength energy, 7 of Wands and strength energy. It's like, I don't know what's happening next. I don't know what's going on, but all I know is I have to keep going no matter what, because there's no other option. I don't have any other option to just stop here and to just wallow in what's happened. Like, what am I going to do? You know what I mean? What am I going to do? Just sit down and just kind of roll over and let life happen to me? No, I'm going to take charge. And right underneath that, do you see the King of Pentacles here as well? So it's like you have this beautiful emotional mastery, but it's also like this very balanced, rooted, strong self that got created through this tough, challenging time where you were put to the test and you really had to embody this rootedness, this sense of like, okay, I really have to show up for myself right now. Am I going to allow myself to crumble under life? Am I going to allow myself to let life happen to me? Or am I going to be the decider of my fate? Am I going to take my ending into my own hands and manifest and create exactly what I want for myself? I'm going to do the latter. Thank you very much. Yeah. Do you see how he has his like foot on this? I don't even know what that is. It's like a little stone, but he's like resting his foot there. He's like, I have got this. I am here. I'm large. I'm in charge. Hello. Right? I just heard first class up in the sky. We got champagne. I won't change, like fabulous. Oh, fabulous. Da, da, da. Yeah, or glamorous, whatever. Fergie's coming through. But yeah, it's like you coming through this immense, deep, dark valley. Now you're on the mountaintop. Now you're headed for glamorous things. I just heard, though, not all that, oh, shoot. What is that phrase? Not all that glitters glows. I don't know what the phrase is, but basically your spirit team is coming in to say, be careful moving forward because you are headed for this great abundance. You are headed for a lot of more people coming around you. A lot like this burst of abundance of like, you're going to have a lot of money. You're going to have a lot more people around you, a lot more friends, but you need to be wary of checking your intuition, checking your internal compass, and paying mind to when you feel like a situation isn't right or a person isn't right. They're not being honest. They're not being kind of truthful in their intentions or the way that they present themselves to you. don't brush that off as like, oh, I'm just being paranoid. No, you need to pay attention to the people that are coming into your life right now, because not all of them will have good intentions. But also pay attention to how you're managing your wealth, how you're managing your money, right? That's also coming through here. So being mindful of this beautiful abundance coming in and treating it with the honor that it does deserve. Right? Okay, beautiful. So pile number 4's spirit team. Advice for pile number 4, please. Advice for pile number 4, please. Advice for pile number 4, please. Ooh, got a couple there. Okay. So first off, we have deep cellular hearing, Arcturus energy. I always say Arcturus, it's Arcturus energy. We have physical and emotional healing. Yeah, King of Cups energy. You went through this tower, this reverse Two of Cups moment where everything fell away. You lost everything that you held dear. You had to build yourself from the ground up. Yeah, you are a self-starter. Pile number 4. Yeah, I just heard that Drake song. And I am what I am. I'm a boss. I'm a shot caller. I'm a something. And I am what I am. I don't even know the words. Hello. But yeah, Drake is coming through. It's like you made yourself into like this boss type of energy. Yeah, started from the bottom, now we're here. Some of you may like R&B a lot. Hey. But yeah, that's coming through where there's been a lot of deep healing that you've had to do because you had to build yourself from the ground up. Everything that you loved burned right to the ground, or so it felt like, where you lost every single thing, emotionally, spiritually, physically. And then you had to be like, okay, am I going to allow myself to just stand here and just be depressed and not do anything? Or am I going to build myself up? You built yourself up. You did the healing. Pile 4. Congratulations. You guys are powerful souls. Powerful, powerful souls. Yeah. I would not be surprised if you were rulers in past lives or leaders of some sort. That's definitely energy coming through. You guys have a good grip. You're very fair-minded, logic-based, but you have this good balance of like emotional intelligence with IQ, logic, and intellect, if that makes any sense. It's like this beautiful marrying of the two that you guys have. And then we also have weight. It's not time yet. Things are being woven. So for some of you, this creation is in the works. But it's kind of like when you're cooking, you can't get like bolognese sauce, in 20 minutes. That's not like the nature of the dish. You have to let it simmer for like a couple of hours at least in order to be able to have the consistency and the richness of flavor in the dish that you're looking for. And I'm hearing that it's like, it's the same thing here, spiritually, energy-wise. Things are being put together so that you can have this great abundance seeded into the 3D. You have this already in place energy-wise, energetically, in some other dimension, in some other space and time. Because when you think, your creative thought, when you came up with this project, it birthed itself into creation somewhere. But in terms of it coming here to Earth, you still have to finish doing the thing. Pile number 4, you still have to finish out the creative aspect of the project to complete it fully. I'm hearing complete it. You need to complete it. You need to finish it, right? You need to make sure that it's done in its entirety before you start releasing it, is what I just heard. And then we also have lifting the veil here, questioning everything. Anything unaligned must go. Yeah. So questioning everything. Yeah. Anything unaligned must go. You're coming into this space where you're recognizing, as this new person, as this King of Cups, as this King of Pentacles, you're coming into this space of like, okay, I've redefined who I am. I've recreated myself. I've remanifested my reality, my circumstances, all of that. And I'm proud of myself for that. And you should be proud of yourself for that, pile number 4. You should be proud of the work that you've done to discover yourself, to recreate yourself, to remanifest this energy, because that's very tough. What they're saying here is being able to now understand anything that's unaligned with this beautiful self that you've created. As you start getting deeper into finishing this creative project, as you start getting into receiving these accolades and blessings and abundance from what you've put out into the world, sometimes it can change people. And sometimes, you know, we see it in the movies where it's like sometimes people can start to get kind of a bigger head, or they start to think like, oh, no, I'm good. Like, I know everything. I'm good to go. They get really big for their britches. I just heard big for your britches sort of a thing. But yeah, it's that energy of always remaining humble, always stay gracious. Best revenge is your paper. Yeah. Beyonce, hey, coming through. You guys really could like R&B. I'm getting a ton of R&B songs right now. But yeah, being able to understand what's unaligned, right? Am I falling out of alignment with my true intuition? Am I falling out of alignment with my humility? Am I falling out of alignment with my soul? And that just means, am I staying humble? Am I staying gracious? Am I staying compassionate? Am I staying full of joy? If I'm becoming irritated, if I'm becoming really cocky, if I'm self-sabotaging, if I'm falling into any of these kind of negative traps along the way, as I, get these accolades and abundance and people start coming around me, there's all this chaotic energy that I'm feeling starting to come with this abundance a little bit. And it's like being able to understand that you need to keep in touch with your intuition, your inner guidance. Anything that doesn't fit needs to go, needs to be called out. Called to the carpet is what I just heard. It needs to be called to the carpet and looked at and examined. You need to catch it in the beginning stages before it gets bigger. That is for sure coming through. Okay, so we have two here. We have She-Wolf, Unleash the Wild Within. Beautiful. Sorry, did you guys hear that? It's lunchtime, so I need to have lunch. We also have Stag, Trust and Thrive. Yeah. Okay. And then we also have Trader, Exchange Energy to Create Abundance. Sorry, I need to get that in the center for you guys. Yeah, okay. So it's this thing of like understanding, you're a master at this energy of this trader energy of being able to give to your people with your creativeness, with your work that you do, and then and then you receive abundance as well. You receive that abundance from them. You create this beautiful space, this beautiful sacred space for one another, and it allows people to feel heard and seen. Again, Peter Pan, the Lost Boys is coming through. You are Peter Pan to these Lost Boys, to this community that you're creating, and it's beautiful, pile 4, okay? And you understand that exchange is needed in order to create this abundance. And you're a master at that trade of energy, and that's why this huge Ace of Pentacles is coming your way. But yeah, right below it, we have Make Plans and Focus. So you guys really need to focus in on that project and make sure that you keep yourselves organized. It's great to have kind of like a greater vision. We need that greater vision when we're starting, because we need a direction to go in once we start actually taking steps forward. But as you're taking steps forward, never lose sight of the bigger picture, pile 4. Always understand what it's all for, and make sure that you're keeping calendar reminders of time blocking, things that you need to do and when you need to do it. Because there's like a schedule that needs to be maintained here in order to help birth this into reality, in order to help make sure that it comes into the 3D world and that you finish the project, is being able to actually have like, okay, I have time blocked right now, 2 hours for writing, or I have an hour time blocked right now to be able to do this. What did I say? Writing, scripting is coming through too. I also just heard like painting for others of you. Whatever it is, or a business. If you're coming up with a business, time block time to write a business plan, time block time to be able to research what platforms you're going to build your website on, and really decide if you want to do the website yourself or if you want to outsource to a third party. Sorry, just got a call, you guys. But yeah, so you can really decide if you want to outsource to people for your website, for example. If for a fee, you can have these professionals do these creative works for you. And sometimes it's worth it to do that versus spending 10 hours, yourself doing one little thing that could for someone else take 3 hours. You know what I mean? So these are all things that you really need to pay attention to. It's these nuts and bolts of making sure that you stay focused and organized as you're putting those steps forward to create this into 3D reality, okay? But yeah, at the same time, letting that wild unleash within, trusting the process and allowing that to make you thrive. Yeah, it's like this beautiful energy of like, okay, release the Kraken, here I go. Here I go again on my own. Yeah, that's coming through. And just trusting in whatever comes through and allowing it to flow, because what flows naturally and authentically is what's going to allow people to identify so heavily with your work, Pal 4. Do not put conditions or muffles or like filters on what you create, because that authentic version of what you're bringing forth is what people will resonate with the most. Does that make sense? So always make sure that you keep that authentic, wild, raw energy to your creation, because that's what people are going to glom onto. And they're going to feel so seen, so heard, so valued with that, okay? All right, my beautiful pile number 4s, it has been such an honor to be able to tap into your energy. Go ahead and like and subscribe to see more videos like this. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next reading.